Are you praying?
I'm sorry. I need your help.
Well, that's a first.
I'm in trouble and I can't do this alone.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love this. He's still praying.
I know that I'm unworthy, Father. I also know that you love your children.
Do you honestly think that he will help you after what you just did? You are tainted goods. You're not even worth his effort anymore. Even if he did help you, do you think I will ever leave you alone? Ever? There is nothing that I won't do to you. No temptation, no low that he won't sink to. I know you, Kevin, and you are nothing. Nothing! I am greater than him. I am certainly greater than you!
Live video today, and I want to say wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I want to go to this verse right here. I want to go to Timothy 2, and I'm going to read 3:1-5. And it says, but understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty. For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving, good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. Avoid such people. And I want to go and say this, that you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, you want to wait on the Lord, especially in these last days right now. You want to wait on the Lord. You know, Psalms 27:14, wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he should strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, because you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, you look around right now, you see a whole lot of people who are still living in the world right now, and you have to let go of this world in order to live for, you know, God. Many people don't want to lose their life. And as I said in my other video, you know, you have to be willing to lose this life in order to find your life, because the last shall be first and the first shall be last. This is Satan's kingdom right now. And the thing is, this kingdom is about to be destroyed, and everything that's in this kingdom is going to be destroyed with it. Meaning, if you have your, you know, your heart and everything on the things of the world, once this world is gone, you're going to, you know, go with it. And this is why you look around right now, you see so many people doing all of the wickedness right now. You see so many people, lovers of self, you know, pride, lovers of money, proud, abusive, disobedient, ungrateful, unholy, heartless. A whole lot of people just cold right now. You see a whole lot of people being initiated, because that's the goal of Satan. Satan's goal is to basically initiate people to become just like him. That's the goal, because he wants to be just like God. What did God tell us? He wants us to live holy. He wants us to, you know, be on a narrow path. He wants us to do the right thing, you know, repent, you know, fast, do all of that. And what Satan wants to do is he wants to initiate. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy, John 10:10. The thing is, Satan will send people into your life. And many a times when these people come in your life, many people have to realize this. It can be a test. Like, look at the story with Job, when Job was being tested and stuff. Now, Job could have literally turned heartless and cold and became just like the people around him after he lost everything. How, you know, his friends were telling him that, oh, maybe you did this and that, and maybe God is mad at you and this and that. And then how his wife was trying to tell him to curse God. And you can see she was a foolish woman. The fact that Job's wife told him to curse God, you know, curse God and die and blah, blah, blah. But he said, hush, you foolish woman. And when you look around right now in this world, so many people right now in this world right now not waiting on the Lord. Because the moment something goes bad, the moment people lose their health, the moment people lose their money, the moment people lose family, the moment people lose that very thing that they put all their eggs into, you know, guess what happens next? 9 out of 10, these people turn wicked, meaning they became initiated, meaning they had all their faith and trust in the things of the flesh. And when you put your trust in the things of the flesh, what's going to happen is, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed, ladies and gentlemen, because again, Galatians 5:17, the flesh desires what is contrary to the spirit, and the spirit what is contrary to the flesh. So what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, when you're putting things of the flesh first over things of the spirit? You're going to be basically all of this stuff about, following God and stuff. It's not going to make any sense to you because you're so in tune with trying to follow the things of the world. You have to be willing to lose your life to find your life, to save your life. Matthew 10:39. And the reason why I'm putting this video up, because many people need to hear this right now. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. And the thing is, many people have to realize, like, with this, I'm going to go off of detail a little bit, but I want to go to this. Like, you look around with all of the stuff that's going on, like when this mark of the beast come right now, like, man, many people are going to sell out right now. I'm telling you right now, we're going to see who is the tares and we're going to see who's the wheat in these last days. Everybody wants to say, oh, they're on a narrow path, but you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's not on that narrow path. And what it says in a verse, when you look at Matthew 7:13-14, enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many will enter through it, but small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few will find it. This is why, like, when you think of enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction. Many people are on that wide gate, that wide, broad road right now. And that's the world. That's earth. That's the world right now. Many people are in the clubs, partying, heartless, cold, deceit, a whole lot of manipulation. Everybody's playing the games of the enemy. And the thing is, this came to my mind, Satan is a copycat. This is why when you look at all of the movies and stuff that they have all out of here, you have to remember that they don't just pull these movies out of their behind. Like these movies are played through scripts and stuff. And you think of the movie Saw, you look at it like this. The movie Saw, ladies and gentlemen, Jigsaw was basically like they were trying to, when you look at it with a deeper meaning, Jigsaw was basically like he was basically like the redeemer of the movie. They were basically trying to make him like God in the movie, and mockery and stuff. But when you look at it, you get an open mind and stuff, and you were like, oh, I see now what they're trying to do. Many people who look at stuff like that will probably be like, oh, this is just a horror movie and this and that. But when your mind is open and you start looking at these movies, you get an understanding that they put truth in the movies. And what I got from, watching this was that, these movies, ladies and gentlemen, that movie, it basically showed how this is what's really going to happen. Many people are playing with their life right now. Many people are playing with their life, not taking it for granted. But I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to all be judged at the end. And that's by the true Almighty God in heaven. And what I'm trying to say is, you can't be out here, playing games like this, because many people are playing games. You have a whole lot of murderers, people playing games, people being wicked, cold-hearted, all of that. And what's going to happen is you reap what you sow. So what you put out is going to come back to you. And you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that, many people not on that narrow path. Again, for wide is a gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. Many are called, but few are chosen. I'm going to tie that in with this. I'm going to go to it. Many are called, few are chosen. And you look at Matthew 22:14, and isn't it crazy, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at Matthew 22:14, it says, for many are called, but few are chosen. And you go to Matthew 7:13-14, enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. Wait, let me repeat it for y'all. Many enter through it. Again, many are called, but few are chosen. Many of you have been called to walk on a narrow path, to follow God wholeheartedly, but many of you decide to not be obedient to his voice. You decide to say, you know what, I'm going to go desire the things of the flesh. I'm going to go desire the things, my own desires. You know what? I'm going to go out here and do this, and not knowing that God, he has plans that should help prosper his children. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, many people are on this road to destruction because we all have free will. God gives us free will and stuff. And the thing is, anybody that likes to argue and say, oh, but, that's not right. Let me tell you this. You should be using your free will to, serve God, walk the narrow path, because why would you want to be out here walking wicked? When people are out here walking wicked, you shouldn't be a follower, because many are called, few are chosen. Many who have been called, but then it decide to pick up that phone call from God, decide to say, you know what, I'm going to walk in the lust of the flesh. These are the same ones that are basically programming condition in this world right now in Satan's kingdom. This is why when you look around right now, ladies and gentlemen, you see all of this pain and hurt and all these games being run around because so many people have this demonic spirit on them. This is why you see all of these chaos games going on. The spirit of confusion is in the air at all time high right now. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the wheat, God's real children out here, the men and women of God that are following him wholeheartedly and stuff, we're being outnumbered. Many are called, few are chosen. We're being outnumbered in this satanic kingdom right now. And the thing is, this is why you have to stay strong. You have to read the word. You got to put God first, because if you don't put God first, you don't read the word, you don't pray, you don't repent, you don't just sing praises. If you don't do none of that, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to be able to make it in this satanic kingdom. Because if you were called by the Lord and you decide to pick up your cross and walk with him and deny your flesh, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. That's when you should be trying to seek the Lord wholeheartedly at that point, because I'm telling you right now, it's not going to go good for you when you know you're chosen by God and you try to walk in the lust of the flesh. When you try to walk in the world, you have to remember that Satan is the God of this world. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Satan has to go to God for permission. The thing is, when you come to God first, he's going to give you everything that your heart desires. Whatever it is that you desire, he's going to give it to you as long as it's according to his plans and helping you, prospering in his plans for you, as long as it's nothing wicked. But the thing is, many people are coming to putting the world first over God and expecting to get blessed by the world. No, it doesn't work like that. Now, for the people living in the world, of course, it's going to work for them, because you have to remember, the God of this world has blinded the minds of unbelievers. So they're going to walk around, astray and stuff and put the things of the world first. These are going to be the people saying, oh, go get the money, go get the bag, oh, go get the credit. These are the people who worry about the degrees, the money, the cars and all that. And don't get me wrong. Yes, you need all of that, shelter. The only thing you need in this world to survive is God. I'm going to put it like that. But yes, you need shelter, you need a car, and you need food and all that. But all of that comes when you put God first. But when you putting the things of this world first before God, it's not going to go right for you, for the ones who are really chosen by God. This is why I say, like it says, when the world forsakes you, I shall not forsake you. Meaning, if the world is forsaking you, why would you put the things of the world first before God? All it's going to do is make you even fall in a deeper rabbit hole to a point where you can't even get yourself up. This is why you have to put God first. Why do you think when you read a word, the devil doesn't want you reading the word, because the devil knows the more you read a word, the more protection you get in the spirit. The more protection you get in the spirit, ladies and gentlemen, meaning the more you read that word, the sword of the spirit, which is the word of God, the more stronger you get in the spirit. And the more stronger you get in the spirit, you're going to start denying the things of the flesh. You may, a thought may come up to you like, oh, you know what? I want to go out here and party, or I want to go to the club, or you know what? I want to go out here and do this. But when you read a word, the more you read it, you're going to, that conviction is going to come on you. And that's how you know you had a Holy Spirit, because you're going to be like, no, I can't do that, because if I do that, then this is going to happen. You start saying, you know what? You can't do these things no more, because that Holy Spirit is with you. And this is why you have to walk truthfully in the spirit, because I'm going to tell you, we're going to know who is the tares and the wheat in these last days, because there's going to come a time right now. Like, you look around right now, all of these rumors of wars. And, I'm going to put a clip in this video right now. But you look around right now, you see all of these rumors of wars going on. And I want to play this little clip right now to show y'all, ladies and gentlemen, that the rumors of wars are true. But when you trusting in the Lord wholeheartedly, you shouldn't worry about that. But what's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen, the ones who are living in the world right now, they're going to fall to the traps of the enemy. They're going to fall to the lies. And I want to say this. The thing is, Satan is all about confusion. Satan is the author of confusion. And remember, first they create fear, then they offer a solution. And the thing is, they're going to start removing a little bit of your freedom each time. And the out of order chaos, the Freemasons, and they did this with the 9/11. They did it with the, the forced experiments that they did on all of us on the, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but you all know what I'm talking about, the shot we all had to get and stuff. And now they're doing it with the global warming and stuff. And this is why I say, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time you want to get right with the Lord. Don't fall into the traps of the world. This is why, you shouldn't be on these social media apps like Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all these apps, because these apps are distractions. Even TV, too much TV will cause you to be spiritually dead because, too much TV is basically a tool to keep you blind. Again, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. Too many people are spiritually dead because they're too busy looking at things of the flesh. They're too busy putting all their energy and focus on entertainment. And too much entertainment can make you dead spiritually, because how can you grow with God and you're replacing God? You're replacing God's word and replacing God with TV. You're putting your faith and trust in the things of the world before him. And you have to remember, I'm telling you, we're going to know who these tares and wheat are when this comes, because there's going to come a time when people are going to have to, that when that mark of the beast comes, there's going to be a whole lot of people who are probably going to get it. And the reason people are going to get it, because they're not truly living for God. Again, if you are really living for him, ladies and gentlemen, if you're really living for him, then you're going to lose your life for him. You're going to lose your life for him, meaning you ain't going to care what people say. You're going to lose your life for him, and you have to be willing to lose your life to find your life. Because when you're losing your life to find your life, is basically saying that, ladies and gentlemen, that your life is, matter of fact, I'm going to put it like this. That you have a life up there. That you have a life in the kingdom of heaven. We all know that. When you lose your life, because you have to lose your life. Lose your life, ladies and gentlemen, to save your life. That's what you have to do. And many people don't want to, follow by that verse. Many people want to say, but why should we lose our life to save it? You have to. And the thing is, Matthew 16:25 makes it loud and clear. If you try to save your life, you're going to lose it. Meaning, you have so many people right now in this world getting into degrees, getting into the, talking about getting into the bag. You have people out here who have all of these degrees, 5, 10, 12 degrees, have the nice luxury cars, have the big houses. And these people are dead spiritually. And the thing is, you have people who try to save their life by chasing after these things. And when they finally get it, they're going to lose it. Now, let's say something, happens, and now they're like, oh, man, I spent my whole life chasing after this one thing. And now that it's all gone, you wasted your life trying to chase that thing. And that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. But whoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. But when you lose your life for, Jesus, when you lose your life for him, you're going to find your life. Seek first the kingdom, and everything else will be added on. And this is the main reason why you can't be out here trying to, be like everybody else in this world, because when you're set apart, you can't be apart. When you're set apart, you cannot be a part of everybody else. And it's no pride thing. It's to say that when you look around right now, everybody wants to, people are going around. Everybody's calling themselves chosen nowadays. You have everybody saying, oh, I'm chosen. Oh, I don't feel it. Oh, this and that. But when it comes to the action, when it comes to reading the word and stuff, these people are straight mocking, ladies and gentlemen, straight mockery, ladies and gentlemen. And, again, it says that in the word, like straight mockery. You're going to have people who are going to, again, let me go back to Timothy. Let me go back to it. You're going to have a whole lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, who are going to be basically, scoffers. Matter of fact, I want to go to Peter's 2. Let me go to Peter's 2, 3, and 3 through, 4. Knowing this, first of all, the scoffers will come in the last days, will scoff and fall in their own sinful desires. They will say, where's the promise of his coming? Forever since the fathers fell asleep, all things will continue as they were from the beginning of creation. And that's what's going on right now. You have a whole lot of scoffers in these last days. A whole lot of scoffers in these last days, ladies and gentlemen. And it's sad, too. It's sad. You know, you have a whole lot of people in these last days that are scoffers. Because, again, a scoffer is basically somebody who, laughs and talks about a person in a silly way, basically, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who mocks you and all of that and stuff. And that's what's going on right now. That's why I say the tares and the wheat. You have a whole lot of tares out here right now who are basically calling themselves chosen. But behind the scene, they're just doing it for the fun of it. Because, again, Satan is the author of confusion. Again, look, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to plant tares. Now, if God sent his children out to share the gospel, he sent us out as sheep amongst the wolves. What you think Satan's doing? He's going to try to be a copycat, and he's going to send his own teachers and stuff out too. And again, you can see it right now that there's a whole lot of scoffers. That's why I say you have to test the fruits of the spirit, because you have some, people out here who are saying they're following God and stuff, but what they're doing is they're laughing behind the scene, or not just that, not even laughing behind the scene, but they're making mockery of it. These people are, just saying that, oh, I'm chosen, and oh yeah, and this and that. And this is why I say people think that this is just a big old trend. That's why I don't really, say chosen ones in my videos and stuff, because too many people are going around with that word and just saying, oh, I'm chosen this, chosen that. Everybody wants to be chosen, but nobody wants to put the work in. And what I mean by that, the work, deny the things of the flesh. Many people are not willing to read that word or pray or fast or go out here and share the gospel. Many people are still living in the world, watching the movies, watching going out to the parties, going to the clubs, going out with friends. The narrow path, when you think of a narrow path, ladies and gentlemen, again, narrow path, you're walking this road alone. You're walking this road alone, ladies and gentlemen, a narrow path. Many people are not on that narrow path. Many people don't want to, hear that, but I'm telling you right now, a narrow path, ladies and gentlemen, many people are not going to be on it. Many people are not on that narrow path, and this is the main reason why you have to be able to walk it yourself. Everybody wants to say, oh, I can save this person. We all have, free will. But at the end, we're going to all be judged one by one. We're going to all be judged one by one, and it's the truth. And I want to go to one of my verses that I had, let me see if I can find a verse that I had, highlighted, because I wanted to use this verse in my video. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I want to go to Deuteronomy 24:16. It say, the father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. And the reason why I brought that up, because this is how it's going to be. We're going to all be, judged one by one. We're not going to be judged because of, what one person in the family did. And then, you're going to have to take up for it. No, we're going to all be judged one by one. We're going to all be judged one by one, ladies and gentlemen. And it's the truth. Many people want to say, oh, we're going to all be judged, accordingly. But no. No. People want to say this, we're going to all be, judged together. Yeah, we're going to all be judged together, staying in line. But when it comes to our own sin and stuff, we're going to be judged one by one. We're going to all be judged one by one, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the thing. Many people, right now, it's basically saying, many people right now are blaming, the children and placing the guilt and stuff on them. And, the reason why I brought up Deuteronomy 24:16, because it's basically saying, let me read it again. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Basically, it's saying that, it forbids blaming children for the sin and guilt earned by the parent. And, right now, you see that going on in this world right now. A whole lot of blaming going around. And again, God made us to be victors. God did not make us to be a victim. You know, too many people, you have to get out of that victimization, you know, mindset, because when you are a victim, you're not walking in the true identity of Christ, because again, God made us to be victors in life, not victims. And this is why when you look around right now in this world, so many people in this world right now are just in so much pain, so much hurt, so much confusion. And it's because these people have become initiated by Satan. Satan probably sent somebody in their life for them to get hurt so bad by them to a point where they say, you know what, I got hurt by this person, so I'm going to be just like the person. And the thing is, that's what the enemy does. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He comes into your life and he wants to rot you from within. And when he rots you from within, ladies and gentlemen, he turns you into something wicked, because we all know what happens inside is going to manifest on the outside. So basically the ugliness in the inside. And I'm going to put it like this. You know, again, y'all got to open up y'all spiritual eyes in these last days, because you can't judge a book by its cover. Because again, God doesn't look at the outer appearance. He looks at the inward, the heart. Because if you were all just able to see how people really look on the outside, you will be walking away from a whole lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you, what's in the inside is going to manifest on the outside. So if you're ugly in the spirit and the inside, you're going to be ugly on the outside. And this is why I say you cannot be deceived by beauty, because again, beauty gets old, beauty fades away, but the inside, you know, the beauty in the inside, that stays forever. And the thing is, you can't teach that, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to also say this: you got to stay strong in these last days. Because, you know, you got to wait on the Lord, because too many people out here right now are just falling to the tricks and the traps of the enemy. And too many people are not even standing up to the word. And this is the main reason why you can't be falling for these tricks and traps of the enemy. Everybody want to be a chosen one of God, but nobody wants to put the work in. And this is why right now you have to stop with all of the lies. You have to stop with all of the deceit, all of this stuff, because I'm telling you, you know, I'm gonna put it like this. You have to stay strong and not fall to the traps of this world. Because what's happening is this out of order, this out of chaos movement. This stuff is just done to keep everybody, you know, in chaos. Because that's what these people in the dark want. They want us to all be in chaos, chaotic and stuff. But we shouldn't care about it. You know, we shouldn't be caring about, you know, this wicked stuff that's going on. You know, don't focus on it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay strong. Stay strong, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to say this. I want to go to, let me see what verse I want to go to, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go to Matthew 6:25-34. Therefore, I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. It is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing. Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? And why are you anxious about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not astray like one of these. And, you know, this is what's happening right now. I bring that up because, again, so many people are not having that faith in the Lord like that. You have to remember, God can turn the impossible into the possible. You have people out here right now who are worrying about the opinions of others. You know, you have to stop worrying about what others say about you and walk in the spirit of the Lord. Again, ladies and gentlemen, dance like David. You know, David was dancing all crazy, not giving a care how people were looking at him and stuff. Like when the woman was looking at him, and, you know, you gotta be able to dance like dance crazy like David. Meaning, you know, seek the Lord crazy like that. You know, like not having a care in the world what people think or say. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are not gonna, you know, understand you because you're on a higher spiritual level than them. You're climbing the ladder faster than them. And it's not to be prideful. It's to say that you're really trying to seek the Lord. And this is why I say you're going to know who's the tares and who's the wheat. You have some people who have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, meaning they have 1 foot in And then they're going to turn around and go right back into the world when things don't go their way. And you have some who have both feet in, and they're going to stay wholeheartedly with the Lord. And I want to also say this. That verse is basically saying you're not going to have a care in the world when you don't have a care in the world. You shouldn't be worrying. Again, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, for what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? You got so many people out here right now worrying about where their next meal is going to come from, where their next clothing is going to come from. Man, you may only have $1 in your bank account, or you may not even have a ride, or you may even be homeless, or you may even just be to your last breath, but you got to stay strong to the Lord. You can't give up, because, again, ladies and gentlemen, God can turn the impossible into the possible. Because that can be the day your breakthrough come. You're not having I'm telling you, this is how God is. You got to have faith. You can be to your last breath, your last dollar in your bank account, not having a car, your whole family leaving you, everybody leaving you. And then that can be the day God blesses you. You have a Joseph moment. And it's because your faith is like that small mustard seed. You plant a seed and you continue to water it by having faith in the thing that you're praying for. It's going to continue to grow, and it's going to blossom into something big, to a point where whatever it is that you've been having faith on, the more you continue to keep faith on it, keep faith. Your faith is basically like that water. That's, you have to continue to keep faith in that thing, because the moment you lose faith on that thing, look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen. The plant being your harvest, right? The plant being your harvest. The moment you lose faith on that thing you've been praying for the most, but look at it like this. You skipping a couple of days watering that plant, meaning that plant's going to start, not growing. It's going to die because you gave up, you stopped watering it, and you have to continue to water that plant, whatever it is that you're praying for. You have to continue to water and keep faith, but not have that scarcity faith, but having an abundant mindset of faith, meaning, you're going to keep faith and you're going to go on and continue to seek the Lord and not have a care or be anxious, because in God's divine time is going to happen. That's the type of faith you have to have. This is why I say we're going to know who's the tares and who's the wheat. We cannot be aligned with other situations in the world, what everybody else has or what everybody else is doing. We can't be focusing on that. We got to focus on God, on Him alone. Seek first the kingdom, and it will all be added on. And on top of that, walk by faith and not by sight. Many of you are walking by sight. But I'm going to tell you, God's children don't need to be walking by sight. Y'all need to be walking by faith. Many of us have high anointings and callings. And this is why I say this is the time people need to stop hiding their gifts and seek the Lord wholeheartedly. I was talking to this young brother the other day, and, he heard me talk. And he asked me, he was like, man, are you a preacher, man? Because, the way you just talking. And when he said that to me, that made me smile inside. I said, man, this, I started smiling. This dude said, man, are you a preacher? Because, man, how did, the way you just be talking and bringing verses and stuff, it's something just about you, man. And that's how it is with all of God's children. We got to start being bold as a lion, like the Lion of Judah, and speak our truth. Speak our truth. The sword of the Spirit. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the truth hurts, but it should set you free. We're supposed to be going out here trying to share the gospel and bring people from darkness back to the light. And let me see if I can find this verse. I had highlighted, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go to this. I want to go to Deuteronomy 19:11. And it says, but if any man hates his neighbor and lie and wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally, then he die and flee into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence and deliver him into the hand of the avengers of blood, that he may die. And when that came to my when I was reading that, ladies and gentlemen, when I was reading that, I said, wow. Like, all I could say was wow. Because it reminds me of, how can I put this? It reminds me of these monitoring spirits out here. It reminds me of these monitoring spirits out here. Because, again, ladies and gentlemen, we have to love our neighbor, and that basically meaning loving your neighbor is to correct your neighbor, to keep it real with him or her, to show them, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this because you can be led astray and this can happen to you. Our goal is to love our neighbor as we love love God and love ourselves. So we're supposed to help them to bring them back on the right path. But you will have some who will literally lie in wait to basically rise up and, smite them. And, this is crazy because I'm going to read this Deuteronomy 19 and 10 through 11. Oh, yeah. Deuteronomy 19 and 10. That innocent blood be not shed in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. But if any man hates his neighbor and lie and wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally, then he die and flee into one of these cities. And this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. We got to be able to basically just, stay with the Lord and continue to have faith in him. Because when you don't have your faith in the Lord, the enemies are going to be all around you. That's why I try to tell y'all, like, with this game stock and stuff, and many people who are Christians, many Christians, they don't understand what game stocking is, because again, you have so many worldly Christians right now, and this is not the mock, but you have so many worldly religious Christians right now who think this is just a fairy tale, like, oh, this sounds delusional, but not knowing that this is spiritual warfare. Ephesians 6 and 12. But again, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. Many of these churches are signing pacts and stuff with the enemies. This is why you see them with the big the big, TV programs, the big money going in the churches, all of the church organizations around the world and stuff. And you see the small churches, and them small churches be the ones who really be speaking the truth. We have so many people who have a relationship with the church and not with Christ. Go to church every Sunday, but in their alone time, not praying, not reading the word, not fasting, not doing the things of the Lord. How does that work? You have to be willing to do these things in the alone, because it's what you do in the dark that's brought to the light. You just don't do it when you're around other brothers and sisters. Be able to do it in your alone time, because we're going to all be judged one by one. Your mom can't save you. Your dad can't save you. Your children, nobody. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to this. This is why it says in the word to not love your parents more than God. And many people don't understand that. Many people don't tend to understand that. And I'm going to read it again. Matthew 10 and 37. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Y'all got to be able to let go. Like, didn't Jesus say, ladies and gentlemen, and he said too in the verse, my brothers and sisters and mothers are the ones who follow me. That's what Jesus said, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus said his brothers and mothers are the ones who follow him. And that's how we have to be. And I think it was in Matthew somewhere. Let me find it. Yeah, I found it. Matthew 12:46 through 50. While Jesus was still talking to the crowd, his mother and brothers stood outside, wanted to speak to him. Someone told him, your mother and brothers are standing outside, wanting to speak to you. And he replied to them, who is my mother? Who are my brothers? Pointing to his disciples, he said, here are my mothers and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother. Many of y'all need to stop trying to fit in and get in. Many of y'all trying to fit in and get in for no reason. Then you wonder why you feeling rejected. You feeling alone because you putting your faith and trust in man. Like I'm telling you, you can't put your faith and trust in the world and man, because when you do that, you're going to feel rejected. You're going to feel alone, because when you feel like that, it's because you're chosen. You will know who's really the chosen ones by the way they speak and talk. Because I'm going to tell you, Satan, he's a copycat. Sooner or later, the mask falls off and you're able to see that, you know, these people, fruit of the spirit doesn't line up. Because that's what Satan has to do. He has to come in and give you a test sample. And what I mean by that, he has to come in and give you a test sample, ladies and gentlemen. You all know how we go to the stores, how you used to go to the store and how they had the food samples, and they give you a food sample, and then you taste the food sample, and then you may get another food sample, and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy one of these. That's how Satan is. Satan's going to give you a food sample or something, and then the moment you get a taste of that food sample, the moment you get, you get an understanding of the people or things that he brings into your life, you get a taste of it, then you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to start opening up or going, with this career and this thing. And next thing you know, you fall into the trap of the enemy. This is why you have to be sober-minded. Test the fruit of the spirit in everything in life, in every aspect in life. Friends, family members, relationships, careers. Because if not, you're going to be dragged down to hell with these people and things. I'm telling you, don't fall for the snares. You got to stay strong. But I just wanted to put this video up. This was just a little video I just wanted to put up. But you all stay blessed and strong. And remember, no weapon that's formed against us shall prosper. You all stay blessed.